Now let's pay attention to reversibility and irreversibility. Now before we talk about these two concepts, let's look at a small diagram. So let me draw this small box or a rectangular shape. Okay, and we have an oval shape. Now let us say that the system that I am observing is this oval shape. So this is the system, alright. And whatever that is outside of the system becomes my surroundings. Alright, and the separation between system and surroundings is with the help of a boundary. So this is the boundary. Now, if you talk about this complete thing or this complete rectangular space, I'm just taking a rectangular space for the sake of randomness. It is not especially it would be rectangle, it might be square, or it can be any shape in the universe. So if you take the whole space, so this space which is system plus the surroundings, so when you add these two entities, we get something called the universe. So this complete box, it designates a universe, and system is a part of the universe. Okay, now after having understood what a system is, what are surroundings, and what is a universe, let's now have a look at the concept that is in question. Now the first topic in this is a reversible or ideal process, and the second is irreversible or natural process. Now let us pay attention to what we call a reversible or an ideal process. Now how do we define such a process? Well, a reversible process is one which is performed in such a way that at the conclusion, let me write it down side by side. So this is the definition of a reversible process. Okay, so it is such a process that at the conclusion of the process, both the system and the surroundings, they are restored to their initial states, or there are no changes which are visible in the universe. So let me write it down. It says that at the conclusion of the process, all right, there is no change in the universe. Okay, so this means there are no changes in the system and surroundings, or you can say system and surroundings are restored to their initial states. Okay, so this is a very, very important line to remember, that there is no change in the universe for a reversible process. Now let's pay attention to the diagram that we have here. So this is a diagram which is plotted between any arbitrary system properties x and y. Now you have a process which is being carried out for a system. So let us say for a system we are changing the state from A to B. So the path that is followed is A, B. Okay. Now if the system and the surroundings are restored to their initial states and no change in the universe is produced, then the process AB is called a reversible process. So for process A and B, you will have no change in the universe. Now if you take the reverse process, that is from B to A, right, the system has to follow the path BA. So the path followed in the reverse process is BA. Right, so this means that the process starts from A, goes to B via path AB, and then from B it returns back to A via the same path. Okay, and the path is now BA. So this path is exactly reversed via BA. So this becomes a reversible process, and you can very well see that the state of the system initially was A and the final state is also A. So there is no change that is visible in the system. Or you can say that the system leaves no trace behind, so as to show that the process actually occurred. So this is how you can visualize or define a reversible process. Now the question comes, how do you carry out a reversible process? Now a reversible process is carried out infinitely slowly. Okay, so it is carried out infinitely slowly. So this is a characteristic of the carrying out of a reversible process. And every intermediate state that is passed by the system is an equilibrium state. So if you look at the diagram again, each and every state, this state, every intermediate state, whether in the path AB or in the reverse path BA, every state is an equilibrium state. So this means that, let me write it down first, every intermediate state is an equilibrium state, alright. So this means that a reversible process, it coincides with a quasi-static process. So you can actually substitute a reversible process for a quasi-static process, or you can say that a quasi-static process can be substituted for a reversible process. Okay, so this is a very, very important conclusion in this analysis. So let's write it down, that a reversible process it coincides with, or it is equivalent to, a quasi-static process. Okay, now after reversible process, let's talk about the next process, that is the irreversible process. Now the irreversible process are natural processes. Now if you talk about the reversible process, it is carried out infinitely slowly and with an infinitesimal gradient. Alright. But if you talk about an irreversible or a natural process, it is carried out with a finite gradient. And the time span to carry out a reversible process is very, very large, because it basically occurs very, very slowly, and all the intermediate states are equilibrium states. But in the case of a reversible process, you can say that all spontaneous processes are irreversible. You can say all spontaneous processes are irreversible in nature. Now this brings us to a very important concept in this, that is time. So this means that time has a very or you can say it has a very important effect on reversibility. So time is actually linked to the reversibility of a process in a nature. Alright, so how it is linked? So if the time allowed for a process to occur is infinitely large, the process becomes reversible. Okay, so if I write down the time allowed for a process, alright, it is infinitely large. Alright, then the process becomes reversible. So this is a very, very important line to note down. And if the time is actually a very small value but a finite one, but this is actually approaching infinity, So the next is that if the time allowed for a process, it actually approaches a finite value, alright, and is small, then the process becomes spontaneous and thus irreversible. So it becomes spontaneous process, alright, and all spontaneous processes we know are irreversible process. Okay, so this is the concept of reversibility and irreversibility. So I hope you understood the whole concept of reversibility and irreversibility, that what is a reversible process and what is an irreversible process. Now, in the next video, let's talk about, or let's take this discussion on irreversibility a bit further and talk about the causes that create irreversible, or you can say irreversible processes. So let's talk about the causes of irreversibility.